you guys do it, because the comedy looks hard. So, respect for real, because that looks kind of crazy and scary at the same time. So, is it? Kind of, sort of. So I thought I'd try it, just for a second.
All right.
So, let's see, when you talk about aging, it's great when you're younger because you have words that describe your life, fast and furious, sudden and frequent. But as you get older, those words, they still apply. But then it's kind of in the worst way possible. So like sudden and frequent, when it used to be applying to going to the clubs, finding young women, now it's urination and bathroom functions and things like that. And I'm not funny, so I'm gonna move on with poetry. He liked it.
It's difficult, man.
Was it all
I
right?
think you should keep trying. Yeah.
Keep going? I was just
man.
making it up as I went.
Do it.
Okay,
Do
I'll
whatever you
build.
want, but like I think you gotta fail to like get better.
Okay, I'll build on it and work on it. Okay. Every day it is my belief to appreciate, as if heads are bowed at the table in Thanksgiving, for a smorgasbord of food for thought, in a village amongst those still willing to be giving, while in this social hunger in which we are still living, and starving our brains for how we think on these food chains, never to be fooled by the obese, the masses that feast, bloated, simply know-it-alls of the moment, gluttonous on half-baked and twisted up facts, always first to the trough, regurgitate it right back, while the waif thin are often too weak to speak. Results the illiterate who chose not to read, or chose not to be one who can feed a sample of the spices in this variety of life. For example, simple potluck consumption, digestion on a one-track mind, all that hot air beset gastric complications which bring about constipation with so much on their minds and can't express or excrete. And so their fear grows to loathe and hate. See how they eat? So if it's them or me, there's no breaking bread or even breaking me, you see. I took the kitchen in the heat, and still here cooking steadily with much more to serve this life than rotten memories, such as glorified felonies with these empty caloric counts in a court. And had the nerve to be mad at those who were eating right all along and knew to tell on me, and now. So blessed is my life with these chefs and nutritionists, pouring tea for my upset soul, help to settle it. And it didn't come twist-topped off a shelf, you gotta kettle it. It takes time to heat, brew it and steep, as the heat must come from the depths to the surface. Relax in the moment of truth, don't be nervous. For what I find is a plate with a hand held out is asking a willing to serve. What's my time, sir? Am I good? Okay, let's see.
Woo! Keep going.
Keep going? Okay.
Yeah.
You have to stand proudly. Nothing I haven't done every time the epithets flew out the mouths of the people that I called friends. From the beginning of time, and that time was supposed to end, but then again as I grew, the thread in their eyes has. Stand proudly, for every time they yelled loudly to keep my hands in plain sight, because I live in plain sight, bathed in plain light. I'm blind as they aim right at my life, and there's no mistaking that it can be taken in the nervous twitch of his nervousness. So I stand proudly as they close in around me as if it's a game. Now we debate behind games. Because some never had to live life as the sum of a lesser class, shattered under pressure glass, ceilings of feelings bleeding out, now getting lectured as if I, us, we don't know how to be feeling, while they use that same symbol to sell sex, booze, and supremacy. Stay in the back, awake from the dream in this nightmarish legacy, so I stand proudly without the masses of fanfare or a missing third stanza as the masses just stand there. Living like drones, living through phones, hat on, no hand over heart, children run amok. Beyond occupation, you're either yes or no for this nation. And I dare say, those who criticize love enough to do it soundly. Imagine the nervous some, telling me to stand proudly. Tom? Good? Okay.
Go ahead. Want to do another one?
Okay. Maybe one more. It's a hard distortion on the mind's absorption when they carve us into such sickening portions, like these prom queen abortions by entitled sons and daughters, with the lifestyle and license to slaughter issued by powerfully connected mothers and fathers. Trust fund offspring of the rich and unknown. So rich you don't know what real money in a state is, while you killing for corners you claim to own, yet ain't got a down payment on your burial site. Illuminated with red and blue lights, yellow tape, white chalk, gutter, concrete, and pavement in this modern enslavement of social media follows now. Look who's ready to swallow these celebs to their hollow and drained. Then rehydrate you thirsty fools in life's drought with tales of making it rain and catching court cases of media clips of being released after being detained? Where's that part of your brain, the sane part, that sees that a man and a maid do not possess the same parts, the same heart, yet often have the same start? That is like saying grammar and slang may be a needle in the same vein, but when one is biotics and the other is cane, then just what are we saying? And how ironically slick they freed us to let us oppress ourselves with chains, whips, and kicks. It's a tolerance to dance while society burns and good people sauteing. We're overdue at recess, so like teachers calling for students, it's time to find some class and quit playing. All right, guys, I'm out.
Woo! Woo! Way to go, Vincent.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
That was Vincent. Give it up for him again.